This deals with what's happening in Poland right now. Poland's prime minister is calling an urgent meeting of some of his officials there for a national security situation. Apparently, a senior U.S. intelligence official says a stray Russian missile may have crossed and hit a farm on the Polish-Ukrainian border, possibly killing 2 Polish citizens. What's important about this would be a major escalation, whether it is intentional or not, involving Poland in this war in Ukraine. Obviously, serious implications based on that.
And Poland, obviously a NATO member, and right there on the border. And again, this is a developing story. Again, it's an emergency meeting. There are amid an unconfirmed report. So again, details are still sprinkling in, but it is coming to us from Warsaw. The government spokesperson saying that this Polish prime minister called for an urgent meeting for national security and defense advance. So they want to get everybody huddled together as quickly as possible. Obviously, this is not promising news. It's very disturbing here among this reports that a Polish farm was hit and there could be fatalities there. So again, what's happening on the ground is we're hearing heads of defense, interior, justice, foreign affairs ministry, and intelligence services trying to coordinate some decisions on security there in Poland. We also had, CIA Director Burns was over in Turkey, kind of talking about trying to maybe possibly, talk about nuclear stuff. And so one regard of the war here. But again, this report here in Poland is obviously something that we continue to watch very closely.
Something else, you listen to what Chuck Holton was saying and how the attacks on Kherson, the number of missiles being used is ramping up. Some other intelligence reports seem to indicate that as we get into the colder months and the ground begins to refreeze in Ukraine, you can expect more aggressive action from Vladimir Putin. Apparently what happens and what the reports indicate at this stage of the game is that these Russian missiles may have perhaps accidentally crossed into Poland. Maybe they were misfired. It is on the Poland-Ukrainian border. But we did have previous cases of Vladimir Putin kind of threatening Poland. You remember, Bianca, when there was talk about NATO providing Poland or Polish jets being used or provided to Ukraine.
The MiGs, yeah.
And Vladimir Putin certainly viewed that as an escalation. And this is another concern that something like this, if it did happen accidentally, that this would escalate things. But Vladimir Putin, of course, he is the one that started this war. The Russians are also now being blamed potentially for having their missiles cross into Polish territory, killing 2 Polish citizens, which would be a dramatic and major escalation in this conflict.
There are some reports saying these are 2 stray rockets that fell on Tuesday in the village of, I'm going to try to pronounce this here, Przezwał in the province of Lublin. That's Radio ZET reporting this unofficially here, but they're calling them stray rockets in this. Obviously, this is something that, the emergency meeting, they will try to get to the bottom of it, is exactly the origin of this. What, like you said, what was going on in the air. There were fire department reports in Poland that explosions happened there, so they're confirming explosions. Again, fatalities are being reported of 2 people on this farm. The scene's been secured. And there's reporters there on the scene, obviously trying to find out on the ground, who more details on what people heard before and what people are seeing right now on the ground.
Important point there, Bianca, that they believe these are 2 stray rockets.
Yes.
However, they are still, no one seems to be debating the fact that they are Russian stray rockets. So again, the responsibility with these fatalities here falls at the feet of Russia, at least now. We'll continue to monitor this, and of course you can count on Newsmax to bring you the latest developments. We'll also try to get more from Chuck Holton, who's in Ukraine right now. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this.